What's going on, movie fans? Star Wars is one of my favorite, one of my favorite movie franchises, and I still haven't talked about them on this channel. So today I'm going to rank my 5 favorite Star Wars characters from the prequel era. Not just the movies, but the Clone Wars, the Tales series, Bad Batch, basically from Phantom Menace up to, I guess, the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. That timeline. Any show or movie. So stop what you're doing, sit back, relax, grab a slice of pizza. Let's have a party. Before we get to my top 5, I just want to say I love Star Wars so much that I was struggling to rank these characters. Even if you're outside the top 100 characters, you're still a character I love if you're in Star Wars. So it was very hard for me to rank these, and I just wanted to bring in some honorable mentions. The honorable mentions are in no particular order, but I got Ahsoka Tano, Jango Fett, Padme Amidala, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. You guys didn't crack my top 5 today. If I made this list tomorrow, it could possibly, obviously change. This ranking is very difficult, so if you hate me, just come back for another one and you might love me. So starting off at number 5, I got QuiGon Jinn. I love this character. He's played so well by Liam Neeson. One of the first Jedi to learn about life after death, basically. He helps Obi-Wan and Yoda become Force ghosts after they pass. He's the one who discovers and frees Anakin. Duel of the Fates is amazing. I mean, would Anakin have turned if Qui-Gon was the one who trained him? No one knows. I believe it would have been different. Qui-Gon is just an amazing character. I like how he's different from the rest of the Jedi. He's loyal to the Force, or at least the light side of the Force, rather than loyal to the politics of the Jedi. So I find that very interesting especially when you're comparing him to the rest of the Jedi. And he's got a green lightsaber. Not too many characters have that. Most of the Jedi have blue. So that's another little thing that makes him cooler. Not to mention Count Dooku is the one who trained him. He's the one who influenced him. I mean, it's obvious. Once you learn that, it's obvious as to why Qui-Gon looks at the Force a little differently, why he looks at the Jedi Council a little differently. I think a lot of Count Dooku's differences with the way the Jedi run things was a heavy influence for Qui-Gon. I think he just went about it a much better way than Count Dooku did. And at number 4, I got Darth Maul. I'll be honest, if he was not in the Clone Wars, he would not be in my top 5. So I think his story arc is interesting. I think what they did with his character made it worth it to bring him back. A lot of times they bring characters back from the dead just to be alive again. At least with Darth Maul, his presence was felt. It felt like he had a real story after coming back. So he definitely has a lot of cool moments. Taking over Mandalore, his battle with Palpatine, him slowly recognizing what's going to happen and trying to convince Ahsoka is also wonderful. And he just slowly but surely becomes one of the best characters in Star Wars. And I'm super excited for the new Shadow Lord show coming out. Can't wait. And at number 3, I have the Chosen One, Anakin Skywalker. I really struggled with where to place him. I think one of my issues is his characterization is very different in the movies versus the show. And both characterizations are very interesting and very good Anakin Skywalkers. The problem is they don't fully mesh for me. So it's hard to place him any higher when every other character's characterization is much more consistent. But he is one of the, if not the most important characters in Star Wars. The first 6 movies are basically his story. The entire Skywalker saga is about him and his offspring. But I love his story and hate his story at the same time. A little child slave who's rescued just to be placed in another place where he has little to no control over his life or how he wants to live. He's raised to be a Jedi. The man who frees him is murdered, and then he has to be trained by someone who, at least at first, didn't want to train him, and is just doing it as a promise, but then grows and they become brothers, and then he starts to train his own Padawan, who decides to leave him. He feels his mother's death coming through his nightmares, and tries to save her, but he's too late, so he loses his mom. And then he has those same nightmares about his wife, and he's going to do anything and everything he can to save her. And this is why I think QuiGon would have been a better master for Anakin. I think he would have helped him through all those emotions and fears that he was feeling, helped him figure out a way to deal with the pain of being a slave, the pain of losing everyone he's ever cared about. And I think he would have recognized the temptation and the fall that was coming. I think he could have prevented it. The story of Anakin Skywalker is a story of loss and how someone deals with it. And overall, even though his character isn't consistent completely throughout the entire prequel era, I do think his overall story is one of the best in cinema. And at number 2, I have Sheev Palpatine, Senator Palpatine, Chancellor Palpatine, Emperor Palpatine, aka Darth Cidius. He is one of the coolest characters in Star Wars. He is the mastermind behind the Clone Wars. He is the one most at fault, or maybe second most, for Anakin's fall. And he's just so evil just for the sake of being evil. Not a whole lot of villains are like that nowadays. Most of them have some sort of tragic story that caused them to be evil. But Palpatine is just someone who loves and craves the dark side of the Force. And to me, that just makes him way more interesting. He had an apprentice. He got defeated. Didn't care. He finds out Maul survives, and he just finds out he's getting a little too powerful, a little too cocky. So he goes and straight up murders Savage Opress. And then keeps Maul alive just to let him know he's not nearly as powerful as Palpatine. Just to let him know he can't beat him, and he's going to have to live through whatever's coming. And then the way he manipulates Anakin is just so twisted, and it makes for a very entertaining movie. Ian McDiarmid's performance completely saves Revenge of the Sith, I believe. he has the best performance in that movie by far. He's at the peak of his powers, and they actually show them. So we get to see Darth Cidius doing Darth Cidius things, and it's just awesome. Before we get to my number one, I just wanted to invite you all to like, comment, subscribe. It would help me out a lot. Do it. And at number one, we got Reva. That's right. The villain of the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. The 8-year-old youngling who survived a stab through the gut. She used all of her hatred. She hates Obi-Wan Kenobi so much. She hates Darth Vader. She survives another stab to the gut. And then she plans to murder child Luke. Her arc is just amazing. Her acting is off the charts. Reva is the best character in all of Star Wars. No, she's not. And the real number one is the one, the only, Mace Windu, the first official Jedi to have a purple lightsaber. He is the Jedi who went toe-to-toe with Palpatine. Some say Palpatine lost the fight on purpose. I say Mace Windu won that fight. I say Mace Windu is still alive. Mace Windu also took out Jango Fett. He's got the best side-eye in all of Star Wars. He's got the best one-liners in all of Star Wars. He's played by none other than Samuel L. Jackson. Mace Windu is also the best Lego Star Wars character. And again, I repeat, Mace Windu is alive. Mace Windu lives. Thank you all for watching this ranking. I would love to know your top 5 Star Wars characters of the prequel trilogy. Comment your ranking down below in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. May the Force be with you. This party's over.